Please, please.
So a very warm welcome to everyone present here. My name is Shruti Bangar and I'm Secretary of Rotaract Club of National Fire Service College.
Excellent.
I would like to extend a very warm welcome again and thank you everyone for sparing your precious time. Ma'am, thank you to you as well in advance. I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for the event, Ms. Fatema ma'am, who has complete personality development from Kingfisher's Academy from 2008 to 2013 and has been an international certified professional from Deo. Over to you, ma'am. I know we have lost 10 minutes from our time schedule. And I hope everyone benefits from you. And if anyone has any questions, they can type it out in the chat box and we will talk about it in the end.
Okay, perfect. So Shruti, please allow me to start with a thank you note.
Yes.
So Shruti, thank you so much for the very kind words. Number two, yes, we started 10 minutes late. And the reason why we wanted to do that, although I don't appreciate, is because we were waiting for students to join in. But now that I know that most of you are here, although I can still see the number increasing. So I can see that the students are still logging in, but that's fine. The ones who I have with me, let's make good use of this afternoon. All right. So I'd like a few of you to please introduce yourselves. All right. So of course I could see your names. I would want to know what is the objective. So we all know that this particular hour or hour and a half has been scheduled between you and me so that we are able to talk on this particular topic called communication. So I would want you all to tell me what are your objectives, because that's the way I would like to maneuver the training program so that it is of benefit to you. So is there anything that is, challenging, or any question that you feel that they have not yet been answered or anything? So what is your objective for investing this 1.5 hours today with me? You could raise your hands. I'm sure you all are very smart students. Use the reaction tool to just raise your hands and then you could start talking. We are going to respect the speaker. Nobody will parallel talk. That's one of the rules that we have for online sessions. So no parallel talking. Samir, yes, please. Samir, you've raised your hand. Do you want to tell about yourself and also the objective? Samir? Okay, so he's raised his hands and now he's lost in Jumanji, I think. All right. Is there anyone else who would like to talk, or what is the objective that you have for today? Yes, Shruti, please.
Sorry, ma'am.
You raised your hand, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So guys, you will have to talk. All right. I'm not going to be the one to just be here and talk. What is the objective? आज आप ये क्लास के अंदर क्यों है?
Ma'am, for to have good communication, to learn from you some new skills, and the basic primary focus which we have for the event is communication.
Okay.
So to have a good communication.
All right.
And to learn some new aspects. Yeah.
Okay. Akansha, please go mute. All right. So I understand now communication is a very huge basket, but is there anything in particular that you would want me to talk on? Or everybody is just open to learning? Boys and girls, I'm talking to you. Open to learning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I was just thinking that it's only Shruti and I who are present here. I think everybody else is not, and therefore that kind of worries me. Okay, so let me start with some questions. All right. So how many of you want that you all should be able to travel the world with your own money. So please raise your hands. How many of you want to travel the world with your own money? खुद के पैसों से, I want to see the world. I mean, I just love traveling. I'd like to see the world. Yeah, good. A lot of you. Nice, nice. How many of you feel that you would want to own or buy your own dream car with your own money? Of course, you will have your dad's money and your husband's or so on and so forth, but your own money. How many of you want to buy your dream car? Good. How many of us feel that it is important that I have some amount of bank balance for, you know, exigencies or for my future? How many of us feel that we need to have a bank balance? Good. You know what? I'm really happy because this makes me feel that you and I, we are at the right platform. This 1 hour, boys and girls, I am, of course, going to talk about communication, but I'm going to talk about communication in sync with the corporate and the professional world, right? So all of us, we want to be financially independent. Financially independent ka matlab hai to have my own money on the basis of which I could do whatever I want to do. That's number one. Number two, to be or to have that feeling of achievement. So because you know you will be doing multiple things in your job, or you will have your own startup, or you will join your family business, whenever you're able to achieve something, that feeling of achievement, that feeling of being successful is great. So I'm sure most of you, all of you, you want to go through that feeling. वैसे देखा जाए तो communication is a gamut of a lot of things. But today, you and I will only talk about this particular topic in sync with the corporate or the professional. Now, corporate professional world. Corporate world does not mean it is only MNCs, multinational companies. No, corporate world means a professional world. Jahan pe you not only work in MNCs, but you could. Ritu, go mute. I think this much of sensitivity we all should have, right? That when we are logging in, we should ensure that we are muted. Otherwise, what happens is that you're disturbing the rest of the janta. Okay, so we are going to talk about communication that is required in the professional world. Professional world can be you as an employee, jahan pe aap kaam karte ho, or you could also be an employer, your own startup or your family business where you're employing people. So we are going to talk about communication in that particular platform or topic. Khushbu, you've raised your hands. Do you have a question for me? No. All right. Shruti, you too have raised your hands. Do you have a question for me? No. Okay, fine. Let me proceed. So people, allow me to give you some background about my life, right? So for almost 2 decades plus, I was working with the corporate world, post which it was a very conscious move from the corporate world to the academic world. I joined PIBM, which is Pune Institute of Business Management. We are situated in Pune, and we do, we have MBA and PGDM courses. So in that institute, which is PIBM, I work in the capacity of HOD, which is head of the department for language and soft skills. I'll talk to you about 3 things. Number 1, how to identify what is good for you in your career life. Number 2, I'm going to talk about how can we fix our verbal and non-verbal communication. All right. So these 2 primarily will be the focus of today's session. Over and above that, if there are any questions that you have, I'm going to leave the last 15 minutes as a open house where you could ask questions. However, while I'm talking in the interim, if there's anything that comes up to your mind, and if you would like to ask me a question, please raise your hands. Is this understood? If yes, your toolbar, use your reaction and show me a thumbs up. Good, Pooja. Good, Atharva, Pratik. Thank you. Renuka, Bulbul, Sanya. Good. What are the rest of you? Yeah, show me a thumbs up. I need to know that you are here. All right, Gargi, Mukul, Afrina. All right, Divya, Shruti. Good. Govind, thank you. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So, my question to you is, how would you know that this is the particular career that you want to be in? How do you identify, you know what, this is going to be my goal, or this is going to be my career? Yes, Ashish, please. How do you identify? Come on, tell me.
मैम आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रही है, नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम चल रही है.
So please fix it from your side. Can everyone else hear what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So then the one who just spoke, my dear girl, I think you need to fix it from your side. Mera sawal ekdam easy hai. How do you identify your career? Now, please do not send me direct messages. Put it on the group. So Sanya says, we will pick where we have interest in a particular thing. Good job, Sanya. What about the rest of you? How do you identify कि तुम्हारी career या professional life तुम कैसे choose करोगे? I'm going to speak in Hindi and English because I realize that few of us are comfortable in Hindi and few of us are, of course, comfortable in English. Although I'd like to take the entire session in English, but I'm going to do a combination of both. Samruddhi says by trial and error. All right, it's a good answer, but trial and error cannot be throughout your life, right, Samruddhi? Somewhere you will have to stop and you will have to pick that path that you would want to go. Anyone else? How do you pick your career? Come on, yaar. ये सवाल तो आपके दिमाग में सबसे पहला आना चाहिए. You are in that age. All right, so Pooja says interest. Ashwini says interest. Prathamesh says passion. Atharva, interest. Prachi, interest. Sanya, passion. Sanya says reviewing your work experience. All right, good job. So here is my advice to you as a friend. And this is something which I always do with my students at PIBM. Pick your career purely on the basis of competencies and your skills, which means Hindi mein hum isko hunar bolte hain. Yes, a lot of us sometimes we pick saying that, you know what, this is my passion or this is my interest. But I need you to know that passion and interest can change as you age. When you were kids, your interest and passion was something else. Himani, go mute. Oh. Himani. Thank you. So your passion and interest was different. Today, your passion and interest would be different. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you are choosing your career based on only or purely your passion and interest, think again. The other mistake that we do, we behave like a chicken without a head. Just because my friends are going there, so even I will start doing my BCom or a BSc, or just because my boyfriend and girlfriend have gone into aviation, uske piche piche main bhi jaunga. Or then my mom says, Sharma ji ke bete ko dekho, finance liya hai usne, he's doing so well. So because Sharma ji's beta has done that, we will also do that. So never choose your profession on somebody else's experience. You should know everybody's experience. You should listen to everybody, but at the end, the choice has to be yours. So this is the first tip that I'd like to share with you. Friends, please choose your profession, whether you want to get into marketing or HR, digital marketing or operations, or you want to get into opening your own wealth management system or service, or you want to have your own factory, whatever. Please ensure that you pick it on the basis of your competency. How do you find out your competency? आपको पता कैसे लगता है कि तुम्हारे में हुनर क्या है? What is your competency? How do you find out? कैसे? सोचो थोड़ा. Come on, guys. You can speak. Hindi में भी बोल सकते हो if you're not comfortable with English. But then I want you to speak. This class is for your benefit. And at the end, you all will get a certificate which will help you to add in your resume, which is so important. So how do you know your competency? Yes, Mukul.
Ma'am, through SWOT analysis.
Very good. Thank you. So there are multiple ways that you could identify your competency. I personally prefer a 360-degree, which is do a SWOT analysis. List down your strengths and weaknesses. Number 2, ask people around you. Tell them, can you talk about my strengths and my interests? Because they see you as a person. That is part number 2. And part number 3 is take a psychometric test. So MBTI, you will see it on your chat box. This is a psychometric test. I mean, 10 years ago, a decade ago, this test was charged in dollars. Today, it's free of cost. Always remember, take this test at night when you don't have any preoccupied thoughts or chores to go through. जहाँ उस वक्त आपको ये टेस्ट लेना है जहाँ पे आपके दिमाग में कुछ ज्यादा खलबली ना हो. You know, your mind has to be absolutely quiet. Type MBTI on your search engine, yeah, and click. You will get a link. There'll be a series of 60 questions. You have to pick the right answer. At the end of this test, it will tell you your competencies. It's a beautiful test. At PIBM, the moment our students join us, see, we have 1,500 students. The moment they join us, we ask them to take this test because although they have identified कि उन्हें MBA या PGDM करना है, तब भी they are confused because they don't know whether they should get into marketing or HR or operations or analytics or finance. So to be able to help us understand where will we do good, MBTI test is important. It will tell you your competencies और उसके साथ साथ बाजू में it will also tell you what all professional jobs or profiles you will excel in. Please take this test. I know you all have time. It is for your good. Yes, in the evening, not now. The other thing that I wanted to tell you, my dear boys and girls, you all seem to be a bunch of intelligent students. Please don't stop at graduation. So if you have to ask your dadi or nani, during their times, 10th standard was like the highest education. I mean, if you have done 10th standard, that means, whoa, you're something. After that became 12th. Now it's graduation. Graduation is the least. Everybody is graduated. The employers themselves, they want people who have done their masters or their post-graduation in some form or the other. Remember, there are jobs in the market. We always say that market में employment नहीं है. Employment problem नहीं है. Market में jobs है. Problem है employability, which means वही काम के लिए the employers or the recruiters are not getting the right candidate. So there's a problem with employability. They're not getting the right candidate with the skill sets that they have. So therefore, recruiters are always very interested in all those. in all those candidates who have done their masters or their post graduation. मैं ये नहीं बोल रही हूँ कि graduation के बाद आपको job नहीं मिलेगा, मिल जाएगा, why not? But just think about this. You will get a job in the world at the entry level or professional ka world. I keep repeating myself. Professional world means anywhere where you get a salary, where you make money, where you're able to hit a profit home. That's called the professional world. आपको काम तो मिल जाएगा मगर entry level पे और आपकी जो salary है वो भी उसी platform पे you will get that salary at a lower scale. But if you enter the professional world as a master degree holder or a postgraduate, your designation will rise, and at the same time, even your package in the corporate world will rise. I understand a lot of us feel that, we don't have finances. Most of us have this problem. But now, do you know that Indian government has decided, and they've been doing that. You get a student loan at a very, very low interest, very, very easily. I know of my students who joined PIBM and they were able to get fantastic jobs and they were able to close the student loan within 3 to 4 years. It's possible. ठीक है, हम लोन ले रहे हैं, but do you know कि आपकी जब job start होगी वो उस level पे start होगी, वो package पे start होगी, where you will be able to you will be able to pay off your student loan. So please remember that you have to, don't stop at graduation, okay? Try and do something more. And number B, pick up a career based on your competency, not on anything else. Yes, identify your competencies. I mean, imagine you don't understand numbers, and just because somebody said finance le lo, you will take finance, you will be a disaster. Imagine तुम्हें लोग पसंद नहीं है. I mean, you keep wondering why God Almighty has made human beings and said you should go to HR, human resource. You join that, you will never be successful. So therefore, pick your career on the basis of your competencies. So Ravina has asked me, excuse me, ma'am, how is it helpful in resume? What? What is helpful? Ravina, can you just expand? What is your question? How it's helpful in resume, but what? It kya hai? So please, if you want me to answer, put it in the chat box. What is that it that you're talking about? Training certificate. Okay, fine. Thank you, Ravina. So here's what I want to tell you. And listen to me very carefully, okay? Nobody, at least me, I'm not doing a time pass here. Student Development Program was an initiative by the government. The government decided that to be able to work in the professional world, there are some skills that the students should develop. All right. And I'm taking care of the communication skill. So in your resume, if you add that you have taken workshop in the student development program, the recruiters will give you a plus point there. It's like adding a feather in your hat. The recruiters want students who will go through this student development program. Nobody is doing this program for time pass. All right. So the recruiters are also aware that, okay, something like this is there because every workshop that you do, you're learning something, you're developing certain skills. That's why it's called student development, skill development program. So that is the importance of this certificate. You can put it on your resume when you want to go for a job, or you can put it on your resume when you want to go for an MBA or PGDM or higher studies. I hope, Ravina, I have answered your question. All right. So that was the first part, yeah, which we spoke. Now, the next thing I'll talk to you about is how important is communication in the professional world. Chalo, batao. I want one or two people to talk, huh? Please. I keep repeating. Nobody's doing time pass here. Okay, so yes, ma'am. Can it also helpful in government jobs? Yes, of course. Definitely, this particular certificate, when added in your resume, it will help even in the government job. Rishabh says communication is very important. Thank you. Achal says so that we can explain our point. Very good. Achal, excellent. Why? Why else do you think communication is important? Chalo batao.
Ma'am, communication is important for exchangement of ideas and views
Uh-huh.
and point of views.
Very good.
So if we have miscommunication, we can lead to conflicts, and it is where we have to work.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you, Shruti. Sania says for sharing our ideas. Pooja says we can explain what we want. Prathamesh says communication is the key to express our feelings. Prathamesh will definitely talk to his girlfriend. I'm sure that's the key, the feelings. Okay. Janvi says to express our ideas. Very good. Absolutely. Excellent. So boys and girls, all of us, we've identified communication is a medium where we are able to suggest, share, opinionate, negotiate, resolve conflict, just speak our heart out, support someone with kind words, appreciate a good job done. So communication on a very larger aspect has got so many things, helping in idea generation and exchange, helping in opinion giving, negotiating, conflict management, and so on. Now, English is a part of communication. How many of us feel, I want you all to please raise your hands, how many of us feel that English is an important language to learn? How many of us feel that? Very good. Excellent. Nice. Good. Super. Yeah. Nice. Wow. Excellent. Super. So almost 50% of you guys believe that English is an important language to learn. Why? Q.
Because, ma'am, most of the world speaks English and understands English.
Thank you, Samruddha. Excellent. So boys and yes, please.
This language is used worldwide.
This language is used. Sorry, your name is showing Shoaib Akhtar, but I don't know your name. But yes, girl, absolutely. It's used worldwide. Very good.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Yash.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. And
Please.
some reason,
Mhm.
some reason where English is not compatible, just like China, Japanese, they prefer their own language.
Right. So that's
Then
a
why
very.
we can't? Then why we can't just learn English? We can also learn the Japanese, Chinese to express themselves also.
So Yash, it's a beautiful question, sweetheart, and this is the answer. I have traveled the entire world. Yes. Does that mean that if I have to travel to China, I need to first learn Chinese and then go there? Or if I have to travel to Indonesia, I need to learn Thai and then go there? Not possible. Puri life ऐसे ही निकल जाएगी. IPA, which is the International Phonetic Association, they decided that English is a business global language. Mark my words, business. So wherever you want to do any kind of business, import, export, or in multinational, you have your clients or customers who are globally placed. So English is a business global. Global means throughout the world. They decided that there has to be one language, एक language ऐसी हो, which everybody, the entire human species could talk and understand, and English was identified as that language. There was a debate between French and English. Do you know that? There was a debate between French and English. So there was a debate that which one should be the business global language, French or English, because a lot of population of this planet Earth speaks French, but then thankfully English was decided as a business global language. So whichever part of the world you go, you can talk to those people in English. So the way you said, Yash, yes, China, Japan, they would want us to speak their language, but they also realize that everybody can't speak Chinese and Japanese, especially when you are going for, you know, a global service, or you are going there for a global business. It is understood that you will not have, you know, people, or you will not speak the language. Yes, there are interpreters, right? So aap English mein bolte ho, and then there is this one person who translates it to China, then that person answers, and then this person. But do you also know, as per the survey, the ones who are doing this translation may not be able to give correct ideas, information with the same amount of feeling. Therefore, it's not just in India. Across the world, everybody needs to learn this particular language. It is become a mandate. See, I have worked with Ubara. Sonia, please go mute. Sony, please go mute. Thank you. So I have, what was I saying? Yes, I worked with Ubara, which is a Japanese-based company. In the past, I worked with a company which was based in Indonesia and Thailand. I have traveled Israel, I have traveled Sri Lanka, I have traveled the UK. Everywhere the professional language is English. Even when you go through your migration, you know, on the airport, everybody speaks English. So how China do their trading, they also would want to, they do want people who can speak and understand English. In fact, it's not just we Indians. Everybody now must learn English. China ho ya Japan ho, schools ke andar English is become a crucial subject. Is this understood, boys and girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So all those people who have aspirations in life, all those people who want to be successful in life, this is one thing you must get in your flesh and blood, which is aapko English seekhni padegi. Not just seekhni, you have to be dexterous in this particular language, because all your emails will be in English. All your interactions, client meetings, conference calls, everything will be in English. The beauty is all of us know English. Yeah. Yes or no? सबको इंग्लिश आती है ना, क्योंकि बचपन से आपके पेपर सारे आपने इंग्लिश में दिए हैं, right or wrong? Right?
Right,
All the
ma'am.
papers you have given in English. The problem with us is sometimes few of us, we are very nervous to speak in English. We are not confident speaking in English. हम भाषा समझते हैं पूरी तरीके से, हम वो भाषा लिखते भी हैं अच्छे से, पेपर्स हम जो देते हैं. प्रॉब्लम आता है when I'm supposed to speak this language. To talk in English is a problem. I totally understand that. So today I'm going to share some tips with you how to speak this language fluently. So right now, all of you have understood that, okay, English speaking is important, because if I want to enter a professional world, sustain in that professional world, grow in that professional world, you know, from a team leader to a manager, to a group manager, to a associate vice president, to a vice president, to a managing director, I have to learn and speak English. But survey, as per the survey, and Fatema, मैं हमेशा statistics, you know, I will speak with data. As per the survey, to be able to learn a new language, कोई भी नई भाषा सीखने के लिए, a human mind, A human takes 3 months. 3 months of 3 hours every day, you will be able to master an absolutely new language. English is not a new language for you and me. We already understand. So the only problem is we now need to start speaking. So now you tell me, what is it that you think you should do to be able to be fluent, confident speakers in English? क्या कर सकते हैं हम? बताओ. कोई tips?
And we could practice.
Practice, okay.
And we
Could you
can interact
expand on
together.
that, sweetheart? So when you say practice, can you expand on that?
We could do that, like me and a couple of friends could practice speaking English to each other. Since we are friends and we are comfortable with each other,
Excellent.
we wouldn't be as nervous as we would be while speaking in front of a stranger or a crowd.
Excellent, Ashwini. Good job there. Yash, would you like to say something?
Yes, ma'am. As Ashwini said, we can interact with our friends.
Very good. Okay, so I have a lot of people writing here. Read regularly, use regularly, listen and speak, read books, read newspapers. Okie dokies. So,
We
Yes.
must watch English movies frequently.
watch English movies frequently.
Ma'am, that too web series with subtitles.
Thank you, Shruti. Web series with subtitles. Okay, so now please.
We can start with saying in front of mirror.
Okay,
Speaking in front of mirror.
Samruddha, thank you. We can start saying this in front of the mirror. Okay, so all of you, very good. However, I need you to know that whatever you are doing is not complete. I'm really sorry to say that. It's a cake half baked. And I'll tell you why. It's a cake half baked. Boys and girls, if you want to improve to speak English, you will have to speak English. Think about this. How many of us know how to swim or how to ride a cycle? Raise your hands. How many of us know? Almost everybody. एक चीज तो आता ही होगा यार. Either swimming या cycle. Yeah, good, excellent. How did we learn? Did we read how to swim? Okay, get into the water and then use your right hand, left hand. How to ride cycle? Sit on the cycle and then use your left leg. Did you learn it like that? No. We learned this by doing it. I'm sharing this analogy of life because all of us, I'm sure, will be able to hit it home. You cannot just learn English only by reading or watching TED Talks or Netflix or series with subtitles. No, it is a cake half baked. आपका रास्ता सही है मगर complete नहीं है. So here is what I want to tell you. Number one, if you are reading a book or a newspaper, read it aloud. Your voice has to be heard by your ears. You will see the difference in 1 month's time. That's my guarantee. Your voice has to be heard by your ears. That's how your subconscious mind will store this language. Then you don't want anyone to fix it. You yourself will be your own critic. So सबसे पहले, the ones who are reading, good job, but please read aloud. Aloud का मतलब मैं नहीं बोल रही हूँ कि माइक लेके पूरे मोहल्ले को आपको सुनाना है कि चलो आ गई Fatima, now she's reading. No, but your voice has to be heard by your ears. At least do this for half an hour. Read whatever you want, newspapers, storybooks, novels, but it has to be aloud. जोर से, इतना जोर से भी नहीं, but जोर से जहाँ पे your voice is being able to be heard by your ears. That is for reading. When you're watching TED Talks or Netflix or English movies with subtitles, read the subtitles. Read the subtitles. पता है हम देखते हैं, so you know, like say this is my cell phone and I'm watching something and I can see the subtitles. I read it in my mind. Yes or no? Don't do that. Read it aloud. See the difference. Number 3, I think Samruddha said that we should stand in front of the mirror and talk. Good, but it is incomplete. Half of the time, so we are just admiring in the mirror. Wow, what a masterpiece God has made, right? What you need to do is, whenever you stand in front of the mirror and speak, because you want to practice, speak aloud and record. Record your voice and then listen to it. This is going to be a complete way of practicing. When you watch a TED Talk or a podcast or a movie, or you read a book, summarize it for 3 minutes in your own words aloud. So the way Ashwini said, you can start talking in English with you. It's a good thing. Along with that, whatever you are seeing or watching, share that you know what, today I watched 83 and the reason why I like that movie is so and so, or today I read about the increasing cases in Maharashtra, in Pune, on Omicron, and this is how the government is providing so that there is no splurge. Talk this. When you discuss such things, you're opening your mind to content, and you will become more confident because you're speaking your opinion, your suggestions. So even when you meet friends, just don't say hi, hello. I'm saying, of course you should, but at the same time, have such conversations where you can open your mind, where you can speak your ideas, your opinion. Any questions, anybody? Prathamesh, your hand is raised. Do you have a question? Okay. The other tip is, so I'm going to lower your hand, yeah, Prathamesh, okay. The other tip is, find out good words. Agar shabd nahi to bhasha kaise hogi? Have you realized that we have a lot of thoughts in our mind, but we are not able to express it because we have the thought, Hindi mein mujhe pata hai ki wo bhavna, wo sentiment kya hai, but I'm unable to speak in English. So find words, build vocabulary. When I say build vocabulary, I'm not saying that you have to ratta maro 80,000 words which are there in the dictionary. No. Excuse me. You don't have to do that, because you don't need to know what is the scientific name for cockroach. When you see a cockroach in the house, you will scream cockroach. Yeah, you will not use the scientific word of cockroach. I mean, people around you will not understand. But at least know the business terminologies. So at PIBM, what I do is, the moment the students join in, I give them a repository of 2,000 terminologies and business words. Utna hi aapko seekhna hai. I mean, if you just want functional English, if you want to become absolutely dexterous, then of course sky is the limit. But if you only want to be able to speak functional English and create that impression, that impact, and sound interesting, these words you should learn. Guys, I'm going to put something on the chat box. Have a look. All those people who feel that they have issues with their English. So, tenses mein problem hai, subject verb agreement mein problem hai. Please download this particular app, Hello English, on your cell phone. And every day do at least 20 sentences. This will improve your grammar, your English grammar perfectly. If you want to build vocabulary, Magoosh, it's there on the chat. Magoosh will help you learn business terminologies. Even an app called Google Word. Google Word, yes. Even this is a very good app to learn business words or business terminologies. Jashraj, thank you so much. Yeah. So please download these apps. Boys and girls, I'm not saying that I'm not against Insta or Twitter or Facebook or WhatsApp. But what I'm saying is, जब आपके पास इतना time है that you're investing in all of these apps, थोड़ा time अपने खुद के improvement के लिए भी डालो. So please download this. Yes, for GMAT also you can use Magoosh. Right? So please download this app. Every day spend some 30 minutes on these apps and then you will see the difference. You will be able to see a stark difference in you. Yes? So mastering this language, as I told you, is very, very crucial. Annavarya. There's no shortcut. Whoever wants to be successful in life, आपको ये भाषा सीखनी पड़ेगी. And I've shared with you some tips and tricks where you can improve your language. It is extremely important. Do you know, my dear boys and my dear girls, for any recruitment, yeah, for any job, no matter what it is, even if it is in the sales, your interview will be in English. For any post-graduation or master's, you want to go to a particular institute, your interview will be in English. So there is no way out. It's a business global language. And I need you to know that we humans are born bilinguist. We humans can very easily master more than one language. So don't keep saying, oh, my mother tongue is Hindi, to yaar ab to bhai wohi hai. Or my mother tongue is, what do I say? Tamil. So now, you know what, I'm only going to speak that. No, no, no. You can learn another language. We have the capacity. We have the intelligence. The problem is we don't have the motivation. The problem is we don't want to get inspired. So please understand, learn this particular language for your professional betterment in life. Any questions until now? Are we all okay? So far, so good, everybody? Are you all with me or have I lost you?
No, ma'am. We are with you.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so show me a thumbs up, all of you. Come on. That's the way I check whether people are with me or not. All right. So where is Afrina? Where is Gauri? Ketaki? Mukul kahan hai aap? Govind ji kahan hai aap? Raise your hands. Anushri, Marshnil, are you all with me? Shreya, Ashwin, Anu, good, good, very good, very good. Hey guys, may I please give you a suggestion as a friend? May I please?
Sure, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So my suggestion, all right, is Zoom is a professional platform. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if Zoom is a professional platform, DPs, display picture, should also be professional. आपके इंस्टा पे या फेसबुक पे या व्हाट्सएप पे आपको जो मर्जी डालना है डीपी आप डाल सकते हो. No, you are hanging on a tree or your whatever, you know, whatever you want to do, you can put. But on professional platforms like Google Meet or LinkedIn or Zoom, your DP का मतलब समझते हो? Display picture? Yes, that's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
It has to be a professional one, because that ways you are creating an impression of yourself in the professional world. Guys, I need you to know this professional world is a very small world. So Fatema ma'am, are you saying कि वो एक अलग दुनिया है? हाँ जी, it is a different world. It's not a scary world. We don't have dinosaurs there. However, there are some etiquette that world expects from us, right? And that is what we need to ensure that we stick to that. So one of my suggestion as a friend to you, all of you, is, you know, change your Zoom ka DP into something professional, because Zoom is a professional platform. All right. So until now, हमने क्या क्या samjha. Number one, we've understood how to pick my career. So to be able to pick your career, your Dhruv Tara, what you need to do is you need to understand your competencies. Tumhare mein hunar kya hai? I shared with you some tips. You do a SWOT analysis, you do your MBTI test, which is free now, or you ask people to find out what are your strengths and weaknesses. Pick it on the basis of your competencies. The other thing what I spoke is do not stop at graduation. Please do a post-graduation. It is the need of the hour. Number three, we spoke about English, that English is a global business language. So all of us who want to start working, all of us who want to be financially independent. Some of my students at PIBM, they say, but Fatema ma'am, you know what, I'm going to open my own business and my startup, or I'm going to join my father's business. So I don't need to learn English. Galat. Because Gokul ji, please can you go mute? Gokul ji. Gokul ji. Okay. So even if it's your father's business, what if you want to expand it to some other neighboring countries? Even if it is your own startup, what if you need resources or raw material from your neighboring countries? You will need to interact with them in English. You will need to send emails to them in English. So no matter what, each one of you must learn at least functional English. Prathamesh says, is it important to keep the DP or blank will be okay? Prathamesh, blank also will be okay. No problem, right? But I see a few of the DPs, they're pretty interesting, all right? However, they are not correct on Zoom platform. They are good DPs, except they are not appropriate for this particular platform. Bulbul says, good evening, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am, but please can you tell once again about MBTI? Yes. MBTI is a psychometric test. You just put MBTI in your search engine and it will give you a link. Click that and start taking the test. There are 60 questions that your laptop or your desk will throw, or that link will throw. You have to be honest, okay? You are giving this for yourself, not for Spider-Man. So you need the reading, and all these things don't get published. It's for your eyes only. So give those answers, and when you click finish, this particular link will tell you your competencies. You know what, you are an extrovert, or you are an introvert, or you're very intuitive. And then on the basis of that, it will tell you these are the jobs. So when I did my MBTI, it very clearly told me that, you know what, you could get into training or development, you could get into theater or drama. I know I'm a very dramatic person. It also told me that I could get into research. So wo aapko options dete hai, which helps you to pick whatever you would like to do in your career. All right, so that is about MBTI. Okay, excellent. Jyoti, do you have a question? Vaibhav, do you have a question? Vaibhav, Jyoti, do you have a question, please? Okay, so no questions, then I shall proceed. All right, I shared with you 3 apps, Hello English, Magoosh, Google Word, to help you improve your grammar and vocabulary. I also told you the best way to learn English is to speak. जितना ज़्यादा आप पानी में डुबकी लगाओगे, उतने ही अच्छे swimmer आप बन पाओगे. So please speak. Your voice has to be heard by your ears. When you're reading, read aloud. When you're watching movies or series with subtitles, read the subtitles aloud. When you're watching a podcast or a TED talk, try and speak at least for 2 or 3 minutes. What is it that you've learned from that aloud? That's the best way to speak in English. You know that if you do this, it will also help you crack your GDs. Do you know what is a GD round?
Group discussion.
Yeah. And do you know that most of the companies and most of the institutes, because they want to filter students, They don't want everyone to go through PI because there's no time, the bandwidth is very less. What they do is they have a GD. So from 10 students, within 10 minutes, they are able to identify 2 people that they want to talk to. So when you speak your thoughts and opinions like that aloud, that also helps you to crack your GD absolutely easily. What is Vaibhav saying? No, ma'am. What is, yes, Vaibhav, you have a question? Vaibhav, Malevar? Renuka, your question is how to analyze what my competencies are. Well, I have talked so much about it until now. So if you have joined in late, please ask your friends. I've already shared some tips how to find out your competencies. MBTI, SWOT analysis, and asking people. All right. Some tips to crack GD. Abhishek, that's what you need?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay, so I'm going to spend, say, 10 minutes to give you this answer. Now, it's a huge topic, okay, and it requires me to have an entire session. So at PIBM, Pune Institute of Business Management, I do interview psychology workshops. So I have 6 workshops with my students, and I have 4 workshops on GD. So it's a lot of things, but to answer and to give you some tips, Abhishek, number 1, remember that GD का मतलब ये नहीं है that the number of times you speak you will get selected. ये एक गलतफहमी है, ये एक myth है. All GDs, there are 5 parameters that you get marked on across the world, across any designation. 5 parameter होते हैं हर GD में where you will get marked on. Parameter number 1 is your content. आप क्या बोलते हो? Do you bring in data? Do you bring in your own thought, your own ideas? Yeah, that is content. Number 2 is your initiation and conclusion. So anybody who initiates and anybody who concludes gets the point. Number 3 is your verbal capacity. So how fluently and how confidently you're able to speak in English. Number 4 is your non-verbals. How well you are seated. How are you using your hand gestures, your eye contact, so on and so forth. And then the last one is your leadership and team spirit. Are you supporting others? Are you giving others opportunity to talk? Are you behaving like a leader? Are you behaving like a team member? So you get marks on all these 5 parameters. The sum of this, the total of this, jisko bhi highest milta hai, they get shortlisted. A lot of students at PIBM walk up to me and say, Fatema ma'am, maine to kitna bola, magar phir bhi main select nahi hua. GD का मतलब बोलना नहीं है. It is a group discussion, not an individual debate. और discussion का मतलब यही है that you put in your points. Don't copy somebody else's points. Allow people to put in their points. Show that you're interested in listening. That's how you clear your GD. And now, nowadays, Abhishek and the rest of you, GDs have become very unconventional. Pehle to kya hota tha, they would just give you a topic and then they would say, start talking. Now GDs are different. And at PIBM, this is one of the things I make all my students go through. Different types of GD. Do you know there's something called picture GD, video GD, opinion seeking GD, case study GD, specialization directed GD, current affairs, abstract GD. So you need to start training your mind. You know, one of the topics for abstract GD that came in IMs, I'm putting it on the group. I can't see that sign. Okay. See, that A is greater than B is greater than C is the abstract topic that came in the IMs. So there are different types of GDs that can be done. Abhishek, have I answered your question, sweetheart? Okay. Does anyone have any other question for me until now? Is there any full form of India? This is a general knowledge question. I'm not sure, but Pooja, what you could do is you could Google it. You will get your answer. Full form of India. Yeah, you can Google it. You'll get your answer. I'm not aware of anything like that. Sorry. Any other question? Come on, make use of this last 15-20 minutes that we have. Just don't be there because you have to log in to just get the certificate. It's a very sad attitude. Okay, thank you, Prateek. So, Pooja, you got your answer. Independent nation declared in August. That's full form of India. Thank you, Prateek. I didn't know that. See, every day is a day where you can learn something new. And today, I learned this. Thank you, Prateek. Thank you. All right. Veena says how to solve our pronunciation problem. Okay, multiple questions now. So I will share with you the attendance and the feedback link in the next 2 or 3 minutes. If you fill that, then only you will get your certificate. Otherwise, you will not. But before that, here is what I want to tell you all. Is there how to solve pronunciation problems? Veena, if that is your question, here is my answer. We humans learn through listening and imitating. Yeah. So the moment you realize that the person who's really good in speaking English is saying shirt and education, and you are saying cert and education, that means you need to fix yourself. So one of the ways to improve your pronunciation is through listening and imitating. The second way is go to www.dictionary.com. I'm putting it on the app. It's called www.dictionary.com. Once you go there, you type in the word where you have a problem of pronunciation. Then there is an audio ka icon. If you click that icon, you will be able to hear the pronunciation. That is tip number 2. Tip number 3, whenever you're watching an English movie or a TED talk or whatever, subtitle comes, read it alongside with that person who is speaking. You will exactly know where your pronunciations are going for a toss. Remember, we do not want to build an accent. We don't want to sound Firangi, okay? It's not building accent. It is the right articulation of sound and right pronunciation of words. Okay, so hope, Veena, I have answered your question. The next question is, ma'am, is there any platform to improve our GD skills? Yes, as I told you, 2 or 3 people can get together, pick up a topic and just talk about it. Just anything. Start talking. That's the way you will be. See, GD ka matlab hai you getting the freedom to speak your opinion and suggestions. हमारे पास सोच बहुत है, but we are unable to articulate. So only when you practice like that, you know, in small groups with your friends, you will become more confident in cracking GDs. Samir says, how to boost our confidence to speak in English? Well, Samir, I've shared with you a lot of tips how to improve your English. I don't know that whether you were here when I shared those, but remember one thing, practice is the key. Speaking aloud is the key. Read newspaper books loudly. You're watching anything with subtitles, speak aloud. You stand in front of the mirror and when you're speaking, record and listen. because that's the only way where you will be able to fix your English. Govind says, please, can you tell some basic interview questions and how to answer them? Govind, again, interview psychology is a big topic to talk, but I'm going to try and put it in, in a nutshell. Remember one thing, all the interviewers, they expect 3 things from you, and get this in your flesh and blood, KSA, your knowledge, your skill, and your attitude. They are not going to employ you just because you've got purple hair, or just because your frame of the glasses are good, or just because you're 6 feet 4 inches tall. No. They don't employ you on the basis of how you look. They employ you on the basis of your 3 elements: your knowledge, your skill, and your attitude. Your knowledge of your subject, your skill, whether you're able to apply that, and your attitude, whether you're positive, whether you're energetic, when you have this continuous learning. Thank you, Piyush, for the background noise, but we don't need it for now. Okay. So these are the 3 things that every interviewers want from you. So my tip to you is, when you know वो क्या चाहते हैं, आपके हर आंसर उसी तरीके से होने चाहिए. What they want to know. Think about it. So rather than saying, I am from Mumbai, which is a city of light, this information is not important to me. How about saying, I'm from Mumbai, a place that has taught me how to be multitasking. Wow. So one of the skills that the interviewer hears is, yeah, you know what, he or she is multitasking. Rather than saying, I've done my 10th and 12th from the convent school, make it more positive. I've done my 10th and 12th from the convent school from which I realized, or I have learned the dexterity of this language. Now that becomes a skill. Rather than saying, you know, I have one father, one mother. Obviously, biologically, you will have one father and one mother. Say that, you know what, I come from a value-based family. My father has always taught me how to be disciplined, and my mother has taught me to do so and so. So what you're doing is you're showing them your skills, your attitude, your competencies. So that should be the trick. Yeah. There are a lot of questions, yeah, Govind. It's not possible for me in this time to take you through the psychology of every question, but this is exactly what I do at PIBM. As I told you, I have this series of interview psychology workshops where what I do is I actually tell ye sawal kyun puchte hai. So when they say talk to us about your hobbies, there is a reason behind it. So what is the reason and what is the right way to answer? Or questions like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? There is a reason behind it. So what is the reason and what is the best way to make the answer? I do that. Abhishek says, which part of soft skill is very important role in personal interviews? Hey, Abhishek, one of the most important thing, my dear, is your comfort in your own skin. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is you need to be comfortable of yourself. One of the things that they absolutely give minus marks is when they see that the candidate is nervous. Fatema ma'am, aise kaise? We will feel nervous. Of course, we will feel nervous. Thank God we feel nervous. Thank God dil dhadakta hai, isse महसूस होता है कि हम जिंदा है. The point is, it's okay to be nervous. It's not okay to show that you're nervous. और ये दोनों में अंतर है. So some of the tips that I give my students before any interview or before presentation or before you go on the stage, जब तुम्हें ऐसे डर लगता है ना पेट के अंदर डायनासोर और एलिफेंट्स और बटरफ्लाइज, जब ऐसा कुछ होता है, 3 चीजें, इसमें से कोई भी चीज you do, it will help. Number 1, ठंडा और मीठा, कुछ भी ठंडा या मीठा अपने पास रखिए where you can sit before you go for your interview. Tip number 2, chewing gum. Yes, all this is scientific. When you chew a gum when you're nervous, it helps you to relax your facial muscles, and it helps you to curb your anxiety. But of course, you will have to throw your chewing gum before you get into the interview. Magar interview या presentations के पहले जो हमें जो anxiety या nervousness आती है, chew a gum, that will help. Tip number 3, deep breathing, one of my favorites. That's the way you can curb your anxiety. I repeat, nervous hona, it's okay, because we are humans. But what we are not supposed to do is show that we are nervous. So stop fidgeting, stop tapping. I mean, just go, sit comfortably, your back with the back of the chair, your hands in front of you, look at the interviewer, maintain eye contact, smile. I'm not saying you have to show 32 and which toothpaste you're using, but an overall, a very poised, confident, relaxed look. Jab answers nahi pata, rather than just saying, no ma'am, don't know, bolo ma'am, may I please take a moment to think? Sab kuch hame nahi aata. It's okay to accept. Accept that, ma'am, I need a moment to think. Oh, I'm really sorry, ma'am, I don't know the answer, but is that okay if I tried? I may be right, I may be wrong, but at least tum try to kar rahe ho. That is the attitude the interviewers want to see in you. Okay. Prachi, thank you so much for your compliment. I'm happy. I want you all to think of any questions that you have while you are, okay, while I put the attendance and the feedback form link on the chat. Yes, please.
Hello, ma'am. I have 2 questions.
Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah. I am audible now.
Yes, sweetheart, please.
Yes, I was saying that I have 2 questions in a row. So my first question is, can you just tell me in short the tips for the interview process? Like,
say it again, Achal. You have 2 questions. The first question is?
First is, if we are sitting in an interview, so how to deal with it, and if you don't know the answer, the question the person is asking, how to react to it without losing our confidence?
Yes. So here's what I suggested to do. Okay, by the way, guys, I have put both the links in the chat, the attendance and the feedback link. Please ensure that you fill both the links. And for all the compliments, thank you so much, guys. You guys are really nice, and hence I also enjoyed the session. So going back to what Anchal said, when you don't know the answer, don't lie. Who's the Prime Minister of Japan? Shah Rukh Khan. Don't lie. They are not fools to ask you a question that they don't know. So whenever you don't know the answer, admit, sir, ma'am, I'm really sorry, I don't know this answer. However, I would like to try. I may be right or I may be wrong, but at least make them feel that you are honest when you don't know. And when you don't know something, at least you try. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, when you don't know anything, just don't answer abruptly. I have seen my students, you know, जब वो PIBM में enter करते हैं, the moment you ask them the question, फटाक से they will want to answer without thinking. Don't do that. अगर कोई सवाल है जहाँ पे आपको सोचना है, ask for permission. Sir, ma'am, please may I take a moment to think. Gather your thoughts and then speak. So these are some important tips that you should remember when you go for your interviews. When you need time, ask for time. Don't just sit there in silence, because even the interviewer don't know what to do. Should they keep looking at you कि तुम अब बोलोगी तब बोलोगी, or you know, have you lost it? Because even they don't. But the moment you say, sir, ma'am, I need a moment to think, they will give you that time to think. So answer intelligently, not hastily. And when you don't know something, admit, but then at the same time say that I would like to try. I may be right or wrong, but may I please try? At least that way you're in the safe zone. You will get marks in your attitude, KSA, attitude. That means is bande ka ya is bande ki attitude sahi hai.
मैम
Yes, Jasraj.
नाम के जगह मतलब
What?
मैम आपका नाम क्या?
Oh, my name is Fatema. So, guys, you will be able to find me. Now, well, it could be Fatima, Fatema Abbas.
Yes, sir.
Achha, it is Fati or Fate?
FATI.
Okay, Sania, thank you. Yeah, so that's me. Although I pronounce my name as Fate, but my team has put it as Fati, but it's okay. That's fine. So boys and girls, any questions, please? Yes, no, ma'am, kuch to bolo yaar.
Would you like to tell something about what would we speak for the weaknesses and the strengths section?
Sure, Shruti, very important question. So here is my suggestion. Yeah, so in my interview psychology workshop, this is one of the questions that I give a lot of importance to. Let's talk about strengths. Tip number 1, you should mention at least 3 to 4 strengths. Tip number 2, your strengths have to be your core competency. Core competency ka matlab hai, so say for example, if you are going for an interview as a marketing student, jo competency marketing mein lagti hai, like you need to be very good negotiator, you have to be very flexible, wo aapki strengths honi chahiye. So your strengths need to be aligned to your core competency. Fatema ma'am, how do we know कि एक pilot के लिए core competency क्या है या एक chef के लिए core competency क्या है? भैया आप लोग information age में रहते हो. Just Google core competency for this profile, आपको मिल जाएगी. That is what you need to express as your strength. Remember guys, sales का एक फंडा है. Wherever there is a need, and if the need is supplied properly, sales will happen. That's exactly what interview is. If my need is these competencies, and if you're able to supply those competencies while you're speaking in your interview, you get the offer letter. So tip number 2 is you must speak the core competencies as your strength. The last tip for strength is please use business words. So rather than saying, I'm very friendly, say that I'm a very amiable person, or I have very strong network PR skills. Rather than saying I'm very honest, say I believe in integrity. Rather than saying I'm just punctual, say I'm goal oriented, task oriented. अच्छे शब्द इस्तेमाल कीजिए. आप उनको वो सुनाओ जो वो सुनना चाहते हैं. That is the crux. So that is about the strength. About weakness, never say you don't have a weakness. Sir, no weakness. If you don't have weakness, so then what is it that you're doing here? You should be in Himalayas, go there. So never say that I don't have weakness. Number 2, your weakness cannot be your core competency. अगर आप शेफ के इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हो और आप बोलते हो मेरा वीकनेस है कि मुझे काटना नहीं आता, why will they hire you? सोचो थोड़ा. So your weakness can never be your core competency. And number 3, always give your weakness as one of your strengths diplomatically. So sir, one of my weaknesses, I take a lot of time to decide. Although it is my weakness, I've always felt it is my strength, because when I take time to come to a decision, I critically analyze a lot of things before I come to a decision. And hence 80% of the time, all my decisions are correct. So see, अपनी जो आप weakness बोल रहे हो, उसके साथ साथ आपने तो अपनी strength भी बोल दी. Also, one of my weaknesses communication, but in that, my weakness is only English language. Otherwise, I'm very good negotiator. Otherwise, I'm a very good convincer. It's only the language which is my weakness, and that also I'm fixing. तो आपने एक weakness के अंदर आपने अपनी 2 strengths भी बता दी. Can you see that? Human psychology, that's what you need to do. Shruti, have I answered your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Anybody, any other questions? Have you all filled the feedback and the attendance form? Because I want all of you to get the certificate. Thank you, Nishu. Thank you for all the compliments that I'm getting. Pooja, you have a question?
Ma'am, can you resend the link?
Yes. Achal, you had 2 questions, right, sweetheart? You asked only 1. Is there any other question that you have? Achal Yadav?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, बोलिए.
Ma'am, yes, I was saying that I am having like the soft skills, or you can say, just a second, ma'am. Sorry for the disturbance.
No problem.
I was saying that I have good communication skill. I don't have stage fear, and I can I can say not much good, but I had good soft skills. So how I need to more improve my communication skills or sharpen my talking skills, so that if I need to talk to a person like you or my senior or some in the interview, very big personality, so how can I improve that thing?
Okay, Anchal. So first of all, Ishika, thank you so much for the heart, and I shall send you a heart too. Thank you. All right, so going back to Archal's question. So my dear girl, there is no end to learning, sweetheart, right? So I'm glad that you don't have a stage fear. I'm glad that you are, you are comfortable with this language. What I really want you to do is continue bettering yourself. So now try and introduce good words in your speech. Abhi itne bhi complicated words mat use karna. I mean, the moment Shashi Tharoor speaks, all of us are looking for a dictionary. ऐसे मत शब्द जो अच्छे हैं मगर लोगों को भी समझ में आने चाहिए. So try doing that. Try, I always say that presenting is like a drama. You must ensure that you're able to entice and mesmerize your audience, and your audience should feel impacted and interested. So keep speaking. Do these sessions at home in front of the mirror. Just pick up a topic and talk, and that's the way you can practice. Pranjal says, is it okay being introvert? Oh, Pranjal, I am an introvert. There is nothing wrong being an introvert. It's just your type. So extroverts, they have their pros and cons. Introverts, they have their pros and cons. They're just different. Nothing is good and nothing is bad. So I'm an introvert. But when I have to do my job the way I'm doing right now, I become an ambivert. I know कि मुझे audience, every day I speak to thousands of people. That's my job. But when I'm in a party or something, I like to be in one corner. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just love my me being mystical. That's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. It's absolutely fine being introvert. Introverts are people who are wiser. Remember that. Okay. Extroverts are also wise. But what I'm trying to tell you is both of them are good behaviors. It's not that one is good and one is bad. They're just different. Okie dokies. Any more questions, anybody? Have you all filled the link, feedback and attendance, boys and girls?
Yes, hello, ma'am.
Yes, Anchal.
This is one more question from my side.
Please.
Actually, I am preparing for government exams. Like I am preparing for IAS.
Yes.
So any skill tip improvement that I can be better at in these government exams if I face the interview?
Yeah. So IAS, no, Achal, here is what it is. Okay, so I've been into this industry for donkey years, and we are cute looking rascals, let me tell you that. For all our IAS interviews, you know, मैंने आपको स्टार्टिंग में क्या बोला, 3 चीजें लगती है, नॉलेज, स्किल एंड एटीट्यूड. ये जो IAS के इंटरव्यूज होते हैं ना, they are mostly based on your attitude. They want to know तुम्हारी attitude क्या है. So questions like, you know, they will ask you, so Achal, what has been your greatest challenge in life, or when was it that you were very, very sad? Now over here, what happens? We become like Rakhi Sawant. Arey sir, मेरी तो life ही झंड है. You have no idea what all happened to me. Don't do all that. They are trying to identify your attitude, not your challenge. So the right way of answering it, yes, sir. Well, my life has been a lot of challenge, and I'm so happy because with every challenge, I have become a better person. So I'd like to talk to you of one of the challenge. 30% चैलेंज के बारे में बात करो, 70% आप उनको ये बताएंगे आपने कैसे ओवरकम किया, बिकॉज 70% इज योर एटीट्यूड. आंचल, ये चीज आप याद रखना. ऑल द आंसर्स शो योर एटीट्यूड. Got it, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Achal,
And this
most
session
welcome.
was great. So great.
I'm happy. Yeah. I'm glad that you, hey guys, I just know one thing, yaar. You all can achieve what you want to achieve, but just remember that there needs to be some effort from your side. All right. So thank you so much for all the lovely messages and compliments. And Mamta, how do you improve your body language? I just know one thing, that body language speaks a lot. So ensure that your posture is straight. Ensure that you're well groomed. You know that? Grooming is a very important part in professional world. Jaisa des, वैसा भेस बोलते हैं ना. It's not about expensive clothes. I'm not saying BlackBerry or Zara. मैं भी ये session घर से ले रही हूँ. You can see, right? This is my house. But I'm wearing a coat. Why? Because this is a professional platform. जहां पे भी प्रोफेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म है, हमें प्रोफेशनल की तरह लगना है. When you go to Goa, you wear whatever you want. But in office, you will have to look like a profession. Imagine if you have to go to the hospital and you say, आज तो मैं ना लहंगा ही पहन के जाऊंगी और चूड़ियां पहन के जाऊंगी और झुमके पहन के जाऊंगी. I mean, you will really look beautiful, but when you get into the hospital, people will think you're a little mad. Why? Because जैसा देश वैसा भेस आपने नहीं किया. Hospital में you can't wear those clothes and go. So remember to follow the code of conduct. Yeah. So in terms of the body language, your attire makes a very big difference. Eye contact, your hand gestures, use them. Your body posture. You know, whenever you are talking, I see a lot of my PIBM students, when they join us, they have their hands behind, or they have their hands in the pocket, or they cross their hands like that and talk. Galat. Get your hands in front. I'm going to lower this slightly. Get your hands in front. This is called steepling. ये आपका posture होना चाहिए. Do you know psychologically also, when you get your hands in front of your system, and when you're steepling, and then when you're talking, you're actually building a wall, a safe wall between you and the rest of the world that you may have some anxiety of. This is psychological. Get your hands in front of your torso and talk. So these are few things that you must keep in mind with regards to body language. I enjoyed myself, and you guys are fantastic. So all of you, please give my regards to your parents. Please stay safe, because we have to stay safe. Please make good use of your time. So I'm not saying don't go on Insta, don't watch Netflix. सब करो, मगर वो सबके साथ अपना खुद का improvement भी रोज आपको करना है. Yes. I wish you all the very best, guys. You stay blessed.
Ma'am, one last
Thank you,
question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, does the dressing style impresses the interviewer? Because as we know
100%.
that the first impression is the last impression.
100% Shruti. 100%. Again, I'm not saying that you have to wear Blackberry or Alan Solé or expensive clothes. I don't believe in expensive clothes. What I'm saying is the right attire. Or interview ke liye, girls, my dear beautiful girls, always tie your hair and go. I mean, if you have short hair, then it's okay. You can leave them open. Magar apni zulfe aapko interviewer ke samne nahi dikhani. For an interview, please don't wear loud makeup. Boys, for an interview, ensure that your shoes and your belt are same. You can't wear black shoes and brown belt. That your shirt, your collar is perfect. If you're wearing a tie, your upper button needs to be closed. The shoes need to be ironed, because your first impression banta hai between 7 to 17 seconds. और उसमें before you even open your mouth, वो आपको देख के आपके बारे में एक impression बनाते हैं. It is you who can help them make a good impression of yourself. So please do it well. Please do it well. All right. So everybody, take care of yourself. Yeah.
Ma'am,
yes.
We would like to continue, like we would like to conclude this session with a vote of thanks.
Sure.
So I would like to call Atharva Divane, Secretary, to propose the vote of the thanks.
Good evening to one and all present over here. Atharva Divane, Secretary, Rotaract Club of Guru Institute of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. It's a great honor, privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. First and foremost, I want to express our sincere gratitude towards PIBM Pune for organizing this amazing webinar, and Ms. Fatema Abbas ma'am, who despite their busy schedule has found time to grace the occasion. We are thankful to your educating and insightful words. My heartfelt thanks to Rotaract Club of Dharampeth Science College for taking these initiatives. And I want to thank Rotaract Club of NFSC for co-hosting this event, and all the Rotaract clubs involved in the event for their support and guidance. But not the least, I thank all the audience and the attendees for their cooperation and maintaining discipline during the event. I hope you had a great day, everyone. And before finishing, I would like to conclude that this is not the last. The next one session is tomorrow. So we will be meeting again for the tomorrow session with an amazing webinar. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Heart to you too, Renuka. I enjoyed it as much. Yes, I have to say that all of you were very disciplined. So you guys are from Nagpur, huh?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Nagpur is one of my favorite place, and Haldiram is one of my favorite place that I go to, and Narkhed is where I normally go because that's where my friend's farmhouse is. So how's the winter? Because I know Nagpur has killer winter. What's the temperature there?
Right now it's not that harsh. It's like little cold and little hot.
Okay, good.
But before 2-3 days it was very shivering.
Yeah.
Like it's normal from despite 2 days it's normal, not that much cold, but it can be get more colder.
Okay. Oh, so I have people from Haryana and I have people from Nagpur. Great. So
I'm from Mumbai.
I'm from Mumbai. Oh, I'm from Mumbai. Yeah, I've been a Mumbaiker for 20 years, post which then I moved. But nice. Hey guys, it was lovely talking to you, all of you. Stay blessed, yeah, all of you, and please take care of yourself.
Ma'am, we would love to hear you offline also for once.
Sure. Sanchita, that is what I was doing with PIBM. So I not only spearhead or lead the language and soft skill team. I used to travel pan in India in various institutes to talk to students, of course, through PIBM, but I have done that. But because of COVID, everything is online. So honest to God, I'm a people's person. I love to meet and see and talk to people in flesh. Yeah. So even for me, this online, well, I just want to be flexible because that's the need of the hour. But I pray to God that we all can start traveling once again. Yes, I will come to Haryana, Pooja, for sure, and to
Ma'am,
Nanded.
one last request that whenever you will come to Nagpur, please give a visit to Dharampeth Science College.
I will.
Yes, ma'am,
Dharampeth Science
please.
College. It's a promise. I'm going to remember this. I will.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome. Bye-bye, guys. See you. Take care. Ciao.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
My
you, ma'am.
LinkedIn,
Hello.
LinkedIn profile is Fatema.Abbas, Fatema.Abbas. So you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Fatema.
Hello, ma'am. This is Achal. I hope that I have asked you a good set of questions.
Of course you have, Achal. No question is a stupid question. Remember that. All questions are intelligent questions and you must ask. Okay. Bye-bye.